समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है, अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है, अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
This episode of Cut the Clutter with our political editor DK Singh joining me. This comes on a day of a particularly clutter-free set of election results from 4 states and 1 union territory. The 3 states run by non-BJP incumbents have thrown them out and they have new governments. The one state run by the BJP, Assam, has returned its incumbent, and as has Puducherry, which has a BJP ally in power. In fact, he's won a mandate for the 5th time running, which is a record. I know I started out calling these results clutter-free, which they are. They, however, have many insights. They throw many insights and some many unique features. I will just list a few and then have DK weigh in on them one after the other. Number 1, look at the map of India. Today, the BJP has always had the ambition of ruling all of India's border states because they link that to their commitment to national security. As things stand, BJP now rules, BJP or its allies rule all the border states in India. After winning West Bengal, they rule all the major border states in India, barring Punjab and Himachal Pradesh, and I can guarantee to you they will start their campaign for Punjab soon enough. So Bhagwant Singh Mann government and Aam Aadmi Party had better watch out. Number 2, this shows the organizational prowess of the BJP and the strength of the BJP and the resources. BJP now is, the BJP machinery is a juggernaut. It's a juggernaut. It's very tough for anybody to stand in its way. Number 3, this now shows you, because so many regional parties have declined and others look to be in decline, this now tells you that going ahead, this will become much more of a straight fight between the BJP and the Congress party. And you know what's the Congress party's track record there. In any case, from now until the general elections in 2029, in the states, barring Uttar Pradesh, almost all other states will see BJP versus Congress contest. Whether it's Gujarat, Karnataka, to some extent Punjab, because Punjab also has Aam Aadmi Party, then Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Manipur. In all of these, it will be BJP versus the Congress Party. Then of all the elections we've seen as yet, in this one, Election Commission has become a bigger factor than any we've seen so far. It's not just been controversial, I would say it has been quite partisan, arrogant, has not covered itself with glory. But this time it's been quite controversial and has not covered itself in glory, particularly in West Bengal, given the fact of the 90 plus lakhs taken off the electoral rolls in West Bengal. There was no controversy over about 60 plus. But 27 that got left out, and they were left hanging, that you are not out yet, your cases are still open, you can appeal, but in this election you cannot vote. That and the extent to which the commission took over the administration in the state, these will be issues of debate for a very long time, and we'll also have DK talk about this. So DK, what are your main takeaways from this?
No, as you said, organizational machinery. I mean, look at the way they have micromanaged this election. You're just talking about SIR. Of course, full details have not come. Counting is still in progress in many constituencies, but West Bengal we'll see. Now, when we talk about 27 lakhs, the number of constituencies where there were massive deletions of votes or exclusion of votes, when we are talking about 27 lakhs, how it has played out, we have to see, because, say, for instance, in West Bengal, these 3 minority-dominated districts like Murshidabad, Malda, North Dinajpur, there TMC has lost heavily. Out of 40 odd seats, TMC had won 35 last time. It's down to 20 or less. So we'll be analyzing those results, how it is played out. Of course, the other opposition parties have also played a big role here. So you have, if you look at West Bengal election and you look at the seats where the Congress or the left or some Muslim parties have won or are leading, you see all those candidates, they're mostly Muslims. So when you look at Humayun Kabir, now even after he was thoroughly discredited in that video where he's purportedly talking about his deal with the BJP, everybody thought he would be losing. But Humayun Kabir has won from both seats he contested. And his candidate was instrumental in defeating the Trinamool Congress on another seat. You look at the two seats the Congress was leading. Both are Muslim candidates. ISF has survived. You look at the CPM seat.
ISF is that Furfura Sharif.
Yes, India Secular Front. Look at the CPM candidates. They're all Muslims. So when you see all these Muslim candidates actually winning those seats, you know who it might have affected.
Or taking away the votes.
Yes. So there's a massive change. How much of that was because of SIR or those exclusion of voters, and how much because of the left Congress and other parties, what you may call probably a bit of resurgence in minority-dominated areas, how that has affected Mamata Banerjee, those details will be available later. But when you talk about organizationally, the way they have managed, it's not just about that. Look at Assam. The way Himanta Sharma has managed. After 2020, you see Bodoland Territorial Council election, when UPPL came up as a very important party, the BJP dumped the Bodoland People's Front, BPF, and went with the UPPL in 21 assembly election.
What does UPPL stand for?
So that's United People's Party Liberal. Now in 21, the BJP dumps the BPF, goes with the UPPL, and BPF goes to that opposition Congress-led Mahajot. Months before the next, this assembly election in last September, BPF wins that Bodoland Territorial Council election, and Himanta Biswa Sarma brings the BPF back into the NDA fold.
So they got UPPL as well as BPF.
Yeah, but this time, in this election, UPPL, because UPPL was the loser in the BTC election, what Himanta Sharma did in the Bodoland Territorial region, you have 15 seats, gave 11 to BPF, and took 4 for the BJP, and that's all. UPPL was not given any seats because it had become a spent force. From the BJP's point of view.
Bodoland has an autonomous district council which holds its own elections.
So see how they have managed this alliance, picking up the right alliance partners at the right time.
So is this engineering or is this investment?
Both, in fact. Engineering in the immediate context, investment in the sense that BJP keeps growing in those areas at the cost of these allies sooner than later. So that's investment too.
Yeah, for example, in Assam, initially when the BJP grew, they took leadership, their entire leadership almost from AGP. AGP, and then AGP became their partner instead of a rival. And now AGP is actually a hanger-on.
And look how they have used the AGP. Now, BJP gave 26 seats to AGP, out of which 13 seats, on 13 seats, the AGP fielded Muslim candidates at the behest of the BJP. AGP has ended up with 10 seats, good for them. But then in the process, the way the BJP used the AGP to further marginalize the Congress. Now again, talking about their strategy, we are talking about delimitation exercise, supposed to be non-partisan and objective, which is not really the case, we know. In Assam 2023 delimitation exercise, minority-dominated constituencies shrunk from 35 to 23. Now if you look at where the Congress has won this time, out of 19 seats which the Congress has won or is leading on, almost 15, 16 are from these minority-dominated constituencies. That tells you how Himanta Biswa Sarma has actually confined the Congress into that minority constituencies. Beyond that, they have nothing. So, Congress experimented with social engineering, the three Gogoi coming together, wooing the Ahom community, going for tea garden workers. But at the end of it, the Congress was confined to minority-dominated areas.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
So that's an example of the way the BJP machine works. But look at the way the machine worked in West Bengal, for example. And in this case, the agencies got involved, IPAC.
Was raided.
got raided.
Yeah.
It pretty much shut down its operations, and a lot happened. So how does that machine work? And you traveled in West Bengal a lot more than I did. I just went to part of North Bengal, but you saw how the top leaders were there and how much time and energy they were putting in, because that is perfectly legitimate.
And they have micromanagement. So we saw this entire, what people were laughing about was, BJP leaders having fish or claiming that, I have just had fish or I have just had meat and I am a non-vegetarian. You do not hear any top leaders saying that. Prime Minister Modi did not say that. Home Minister Amit Shah didn't say that. But then you had many MPs and other leaders saying that because the Trinamool Congress was actually trying to actually box them as an outsider, which had actually hurt the BJP in the last election. The way the BJP learnt its lessons from last election. This time, in the last 2019 election, if you remember, 21 also, that Didi O Didi, a slogan given by the Prime Minister Modi, and the way it was used, she is being ridiculed. This time, the strict instructions that Mamata Banerjee as an individual leader will not be attacked. It has to be her governance model, be it cut money or systemic corruption or lack of governance.
So cut money is a very Bengal phenomenon, which goes back to the era of the left also, where for every contract or every chota thing, even if you want to build one more room in your house or carry out major repairs, you give a cut to the local some chotu mafia.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a name for it in Kolkata also.
They call syndicate also.
Syndicates also, yes.
Yeah.
So that continues, and that led to a lot of resentment, and the BJP worked on it. That is there for sure. Also, the number of central ministers who were camping there for a very long time.
Many of them. Amit Shah actually was there continuously for about 15-20 days. He went to Ahmedabad to vote during the local polls, but he came back the very same evening. He was camping there for almost 3 weeks. You had Bhupendra Yadav stationed there for several months. He travelled in most of the constituencies. You had Dharmendra Pradhan. You had senior leaders like Sunil Bansal. All these leaders. Then you talk about Anurag Thakur, Nishikant Dubey. Almost everybody was there. Smriti Irani again. She was used as a Bengali speaker.
And she was a very good campaigner.
She was a very good campaigner because the BJP was trying to again.
But she's a natural Bengali speaker.
Her mother was a Bengali.
Yes.
So she being used. So when I went to say their war room or to meet the BJP leaders, you'd see every count there. How many meetings national leaders, that is non-Bengali speakers, addressed, and how many meetings were addressed by local leaders. So last Saturday when I was there, the list said 140 meetings addressed by national leaders and 153 by local leaders, Bengali-speaking leaders basically. So they have worked down to this level, categorizing their constituencies like A category, B category, where they need to work more, where they can actually focus more and put their entire resources into. All these things were worked out.
See, sorry.
Yeah, so, and you'd see like in the days, in the run-up to the elections, in fact, just 2 days before the polling, you'd see many ED raids on several MLAs, Trinamool Congress MLAs. And when I was there for just a couple of days, and the 3 MLAs were raided during that period. So entire machinery was out there.
So while we talk about this, I will also keep listing some other very interesting highlights. For example, look at Vijay's victory in Tamil Nadu. Joseph Vijay, obviously, unapologetically a Christian and a member of the minorities. I don't remember another instance of a leader from a minority community, Muslim, Christian, even Buddhist, any minority community coming out and winning an election all by himself without having the support of a major party, or without being fielded by a major party. Yeah. I'm not talking about Jammu and Kashmir, I'm talking about states in which the leader is an obvious minority. So to that extent, it's also a compliment to the Indian electorate, in this case Tamil Nadu's electorate, who did not see Vijay as a Christian, because they've been polarizing attacks over Christians and proselytization in the south as well. But people didn't bother. They voted for Vijay. Do you think there is something significant there? Do you think people of Tamil Nadu are telling us something?
Yeah, first of all, it came as a surprise to us, but not to Prashant Kishore. I was listening to his interview given in May 2025, where he was very assertive that let the results come, TVK will win, Vijay will win. Not like he'll be a significant player or a kingmaker. He is going to form the government. He was so assertive. Prashant Kishore could see that in May last year. Anyway, now if you look at his, nobody has any idea about his politics or ideology. So when he released his manifesto, he said, honest administration is my ideology. While releasing the
Sounds like
manifesto.
Aam Aadmi Party.
Sounds like Aam Aadmi Party. And then all the freebies and doles, again 2,500 rupees to women, you have doles for unemployed youth, loan waiver. So he did not bring anything new to the people. Everything was so familiar. And yet, the way the people voted, if you look at the DVK's vote share, it's coming to about 35-36%, last I saw. So DMK, you see the DMK losing by 14 percentage point. Its vote share has come down from 38% to 24%.
That is quite something.
Yeah.
In
And,
Indian politics, it rarely happens.
and for AIDMK also from 33% to 21%. So that tells us how exasperated probably, how the kind of fatigue people had with all these Dravidian parties. They have been there since 1967 when the DMK came to power first.
60 years.
For over 60 years. And their identity politics, regionalism, this North versus South narrative all the time, this language debate, like anything but governance was being talked about. And I think that's where that fatigue set in. And people started looking at a new face, even if he was not bringing something. Of course, the youth, a big chunk of the youth voted for him. But it was not just about his star appeal. Because when we look at 14% going from the DMK, 13% going from the AIDMK, we are looking at his appeal across basically age groups. And that was not just for Vijay as a star, that was a vote against these Dravidian measures.
Yeah. And also the fact is that while on the one hand, Tamil Nadu has had remarkable industrial growth, lots of big units have come up, lots of people have come into work from outside also. So economic growth and industrialization also means you become more cosmopolitan. Yeah. Also, more Tamils are going out. English is spoken a lot more than in many of the Hindi states, and many have learned Hindi as well. So the same language resentment is not there as was the case earlier. So that plank, you think, became a bit weaker this time, the Tamil culture, Tamil language plank?
That's what Vijay's rise show actually. Vijay never talked about it so vocally. I mean, of course, he would talk about delimitation and a few other issues that DMK took up, but that was never his central plank. Vijay hardly spoke. So we were always watching him to understand his politics, his ideology. We were never sure. And that's why the other day we were discussing in one of the CTC episodes, how after MGR, none of the actors actually could make it.
Yes.
Suddenly we have him here.
Kamal Hassan, Rajnikant sort of got cold feet.
Vijaykant.
Got cold.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rajnikant sort of got cold feet. Vijaykant, the captain, none of them.
Late Vijaykant, yes.
None of them.
But suddenly you see a new phenomenon.
But that's probably also because the timing was right. You know, it's the same striking when the iron is hot business. Because by this time there was fatigue. People had seen this cycle of these two parties and there wasn't that much to distinguish one from the other. Because both had the same formula. Yeah. They had Dravid ideology and they also had welfareism. The same formula. And fixed rates for this and that.
And that's why you saw the the DMK not talking about Vijay at all. So when Tamil Nadu Chief Minister reached out to us that fine, we cannot meet you because of the campaign, please have an email interview. I sent him a questionnaire which had many Vijay related questions. He skipped them all. I mean, not a single answer about Vijay, because the idea was to just keep him out of the electoral discourse, keep it between the DMK and not even the AIDMK, between the DMK and the BJP,
Right.
we should work for their north-south Hindi.
Right. But people had made a different choice. There's one more thing that I think this election has told us. In this election, voters have told us that they're also getting tired of dynastic parties. I'm not saying that the BJP does not have sons, daughters, and children-in-law of established leaders. That is there, but BJP is not owned by any dynasty, either centrally or in any of the states. And when people see the Karunanidhi family, for example, Stalin was already anointing his son, his sisters there, other members of the family are around, Mamata also with the nephew. So it does seem like at this point, voters are also telling us that they are tired of this. And some of that you can safely presume also reflects in the indifference, in the increasing indifference that the voters have to the Congress party. So DK, do you think the era of dynastic politics or smaller parties with one family owning the party, those ones are now going extinct?
Cannot say to certainty, because we have to see what happens to Akhilesh Yadav. We saw what happened to Tejasvi Yadav in Bihar, but Akhilesh Yadav is there, and he gained ground in the Lok Sabha election.
Yes.
It's also a fact, it's not just about you being a dynast, it's about what kind of politics you play. See, if they see your grandfather, see you playing the same politics that your grandfather was playing, your father was playing, then that catches up, people lose interest in you, because you are selling the same commodity over and over again without giving anything in return to the people. It does not work with, see, a smart dynast, for instance. Look at Chandrababu Naidu's son, Nara Lokesh. Tech savvy, somebody who is out there in the field. He did his padayatra, thousands of kilometers padayatras. I mean, he's capable of doing a lot of things. He's hands-on, he's running his politics, he's running his governance. With such dynasts, probably you don't really see
and
that.
comes across as modern.
As modern. So
looking ahead.
Yeah, so people actually still repose faith in them. Somebody like, say, Eknath Shinde's son, Shrikant, who is very active in parliament. So it does not work across the board. Say, Pema Khandu in Arunachal, he is another dynast, but he has been winning elections. It's about how you deliver. But if you become that, if that typecast of a dynast, where you love going abroad and having junkets, acting like a CEO, you delegate all your responsibility to your party, you are just having fun and power. People see that, and that's where the resentment starts. So
That brings us to Election Commission. I said what I said. What do you think was the Election Commission's role in West Bengal particularly?
SIR, as I said, it's a big setback for the Election Commission in a way that, people will always be suspect. Even if it's BJP's victory, and we have discussed how the BJP micromanaged and plotted the fall of Mamata Banerjee and how it's an election juggernaut, but this will always remain a kind of
Although
a blot.
the numbers now show us that even without these 27 lakhs being taken out, BJP would probably have won.
That once we have all the results out, probably will analyze
But the
and see.
extent of the victory is so vast.
But this entire thing, the entire victory has been spoiled by this feeling that probably 27 lakh voters were kind of manipulated into disenfranchisement. And that's how probably Mamata could have lost. It was probably not needed, but we'll see once we analyze the results.
Yeah. And finally, looking ahead, it's now looking like Congress versus the BJP right up to 2029. What does that mean?
That's true, because the Congress's strike rate against BJP has been very dismal.
Yeah, it's been, I think if it goes to 15%, it's a big improvement, right?
Even in bipolar contest in Assam we are talking about, look, the Congress's vote share has not gone down. Congress vote share is still around 29%, as it got in 2021 also. But just that it has got confined to certain constituencies. Interestingly today was, you would expect the Congress to go over the top. They have won another state, that will be the fourth state in their kitty. But you saw a few tweets by Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi. Jairam Ramesh was supposed to address a press conference in the evening. They decided to cancel it because that mood is missing, that mood of celebration. Because they know what has happened to them in Assam, West Bengal, everywhere. West Bengal also, you went after Mamata Banerjee. You have ended up with virtually nothing, just a couple of seats.
And Tamil Nadu.
And Tamil Nadu,
Tamil
of
Nadu,
course.
their most important ally has got wiped out.
And in Tamil Nadu, so when we saw a Congress emissary going to meet Vijay before elections, we were just wondering if it was at Rahul Gandhi's behest. But now we realize that it was well planned. Congress was actually not very comfortable going with the DMK, just that they had no other option. Because today, Rahul Gandhi called up Vijay to congratulate him. And Vijay, we see he may need a few seats. The TVK's tally is around 107. To get a majority, you need 11 more, 118. Congress has 5. There are many smaller parties in both alliances, both DMK-led and AIDMK alliances, which will come together. But Congress has been the first to basically offer it.
Yes, to say that we
To-
are
to-
we are
to
there.
reach out to Vijay,
And
yeah.
finally, why this total decline of the left, and is it terminal?
It looks like terminal. We saw what happened in West Bengal after 2011. They never came back. In fact, I was in Kolkata and I met Mohammed Salim also. They had done a lot of data analysis, booth-wise analysis of what went wrong in all these elections, in the last 3 elections, how to go about it. They had apparently had many meetings in villages, about 70,000 meetings, as they say, in villages. Nothing has worked out because look at their vote share. Vote share remains the same, just around 4%. Nothing has changed. For the Congress, nothing has changed. But for the left, we look at Tripura. Once they got out of power, they lost the next election also. So what will happen in Kerala, now that left is out, BJP might not have gained much. BJP has won just 3 seats with the almost same vote share, around 11% or so. But then once the LDF is out, BJP has a big opportunity to actually walk into it
to take the left space in Kerala. So if I may say this in conclusion, that the problem with the left is that, as we've seen in West Bengal and before that in Tripura, once the left loses power, the cadres, the voters do not stay with it. They defect to the BJP, or in the case of West Bengal, also partly to TMC. There is no ideological commitment among their voters. At the same time, the ideological commitment among their leaders, particularly Delhi-based leaders, is actually so strong and so constricting that the left parties are not able to be fleet-footed as they need to be in today's environment.
I mean, today's comrades are as bourgeois as the Congress could be at one point of time. They used to look at the Congress as a bourgeois party. They are no less.
Well said, DK. Spoken like a true JNU wala.